James Stewart. Chad Reed. Two athletes at the top of their sport. And James Stewart is without question the best in the business. His 32nd AMA career Supercross victory. Chad Reed, for the 7th race in a row, finishes second. Stewart tries to get through. Reed holds on as they fly over the double jump. Chad Reed wins his first race of 2009. 6 rounds remain in this man-on-man battle for the Monster Energy Supercross Championship. Only one can claim the title. The riders are getting set and ready to go racing here in St. Louis. Supercross has come to Missouri. Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship is at the Edward Jones Dome for round 12 of the 17-race championship season. Hi everybody, Ralph Shaheen alongside Speed's Supercross Series champ, Jeff Emig. Aaron Bates joining us for all the action down on the floors. We're getting set for heat number 1, a Supercross here in St. Louis. And Jeff, you actually won the first Supercross race here.
Yeah, that was an incredible night of racing, but I'm telling you, back in '96, we didn't have a track like we do here. You know, celebrity track designer Travis Pastrana has drawn this track up. It zigs, it zags, it's got split lanes, it's got dragon backs. It is very tricky. Now, just take a look at it. That's not your standard track, okay? There's more twists and turns in it, and he's really been creative with this design. They've also had to manicure the track you know, upwards of 10 times since we started qualifying practice, but they've done a great job, and it is going to produce some fantastic racing. There's even one jump that if you do the whole thing, the full distance, could equal some 96 feet. Here we go, heat 1. Chad Reed tries to beat everybody in the corner, comes up the inside and takes the lead away from Heat Boss. And that's Mike Alessi way outside on the Suzuki also. He's in 3rd. And Alessi had a huge practice crash earlier this week on Wednesday. He's telling me on the flight into town how bad his back was feeling. Wasn't sure he was going to be able to ride. Doing a pretty good job holding down 3rd in the heat race right now, especially when the top 9 will transfer straight to the main out of this heat. Well, and you got to wonder if he took his first look at this Travis Pastrana design track and said, uh-oh, my back's going to be hurting even worse after I leave here tonight. If you had nothing bothering you when you walked in the door, just looking at this track would make you sore. Well, it's not making Chad Reed sore. He has got the whole shot in the heat. He is checking out. This is his teammate, Mike Alessi, 800. A good battle for 4th going on, too. Josh Grant, who won Anaheim 1 earlier this year, is back behind him as you see our lineup scrolling across the top of the screen. Remember, the names in green are the ones with those transfer spots. See the split lanes, it's Jason Lawrence to the inside. Lawrence, who was the fastest qualifier at Daytona, led most of the laps down there, shows back up here for his 2nd Supercross attempt. Skipped New Orleans, decided to ride here at St. Louis, trying to make his way into the main event. Well, and he really has made an impact in the very short time that he's ridden in the Supercross division here. He's shown some incredible speed. I mean, it's pretty amazing because he was having some problems as reigning champion on the West Coast Lights. He was having problems winning the main event, but now he's came out here into the Supercross division where the top riders in the world are, and he's really put in some phenomenal rides. Ooh, wow, well, he almost jumped right into the mechanics laps. Look at how he rides through that berm through there, Jeff. Incredible corner speed by Jason Lawrence. Now, when we were at Daytona, of course, the track in Daytona, the Daytona International Speedway, much different, much more wide open than this one. He was the quickest rider that day. Today, he was 7th quick in practice qualifying. Well, he definitely wasn't as fast compared to the competition as he was there, but I'm telling you, Jason Lawrence rides with a certain freedom that not many riders have, and I think it's very definitive of his personality, yes, and who he is as a person. He just lets it all hang out. He just absolutely goes for it. Now you see the opening round winner, Josh Grant here, 33 on that Toyota Yamaha, trying to pick up on Lawrence's lines here. And he's not going to get showed up by the new kid. You know?
No, Lawrence could sense he was back there too. You saw him take a quick look over his shoulder. Lawrence tries to get inside of an Alessi, and he takes the spot away from Mike. That'll put Lawrence right up into third.
He not only took that spot, Ralph, he absolutely robbed him of that position.
Yes, he did.
Now you see Grant
trying to do the same. Here he comes outside. Got him. So that puts Grant up a spot into fourth, and Alessi slides back to fifth.
Man, and who knows how bad Alessi's feeling at this point. He is just really having to gut it out here. But watch this. Alessi comes inside, and Lawrence just gets in there and just muscles him out of the way and steals third position from Mike Alessi.
So Alessi now finds himself in fifth. That's still a transfer spot. Top 9 go. Those are the names in green on the top of your screen.
Well, and that may be the thought tonight for Mike Alessi is transfer.
Yeah.
Not going to have to worry about being the fastest guy. Not going to have to worry about winning. Just get to the main and get through this night.
Jeff, you talked about sore backs and people dealing with injuries and things that don't make them feel so good.
Nice.
And right now, the one thing that's making Chad Reed not feel good is James Stewart. That's about the only problem Chad Reed has this year. He's been very fast. He's been very quick. He's been very consistent. He's finished in the top 3 on the podium literally every round this year.
Yeah, well, Chad Reed has got something to prove, and this championship is so close. He's got the points lead. 6 races left to go. He needs a win to really, you know, start to secure that championship.
He's got a 7.5-second lead over Heath Voss, who's really doing a good job in second. Oh, Voss still right then. That's Heath looping it out on the 13, and he's going to lose 2 spots. He's going to lose 1 to Jason Lawrence, the other to Josh Grant.
Well, you see Grant here, he's really putting up a fight. Early part of qualifying practice, when everybody was guessing on what to do on this track, it was Josh Grant who was the fastest, so he adapted the quickest. By the end of qualifying, James Stewart was the fastest, with Chad Reed following. And look at Chad Reed. He's trying some different lines. Each rider is kind of doing something a little bit different. I think that's what Travis Pastrana had in mind when he designed this track.
And we'll be right back to St. Louis to find out if Chad Reed can hold on for the win after these words. Welcome back to St. Louis as the laps wind down here in heat number 1. Next heat race will bring James Stewart and Travis Pastrana into the game.
See Ivan jumping his way through here. This is that over-under that Pastrana designed.
Here's Reed. That's that big jump that if you really hit the whole thing, you could go some 96 feet in the air, which is by far the longest jump we've had all season long.
Yeah, but Travis didn't jump it either. So,
no, not yet at least. But he did backflip himself over the finish line jump, and the checkered flag waves for Chad Reed, who takes the heat win and turns a best lap of a 46.0. Crowd having a great time here in Speed, and yes, you are on Speed. And here's the results from heat number 1. Everybody down to Justin Brayton goes on to the main event. Nick Way, unfortunately, came 1 spot short of getting the straight transfer. He's got to go to the LCQ to try to be one of the final 2 riders to get in. Instead, we go down to meet Chad Reed, who's with Aaron.
Chad Reed had mentioned earlier this afternoon, expect the unexpected with this track. Well, Chad, you just won your heat race. Congratulations. You've got some laps under your belt. What can we expect for the main event, and is this one of those tracks that really suits Chad Reed's style?
No, I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun. To be honest with you, it's very Travis. It's, you're just kind of bouncing around and a lot of tight, different lines, and it'd be an awesome track for your backyard, but I think tonight, the main event's just going to be all about start, and killed my start and got bragging rights back in the truck right now with Alessi, but the main event's the one where we get paid the points and the big bucks.
It's kind of like riding out with the video game out there. Good luck.
There is Travis Pastrana getting ready for his one and only Supercross race for 2009. Former light champion.
Always a showman, I'm telling you. Pastrana is like lightning in a bottle. You don't know what he's going to do. You don't know if he's got 8 laps in him, if he's got 20 laps. And if you notice next to him, Billy Laninovich on the Monster Energy Kawasaki filling in for Tim Ferry and Ryan Villapoto, who are both out, so they brought him on. He's actually been a test rider for them for the last 5 weeks, so we'll see what Laninovich has also.
Here we go. Boy, James Stewart got a great start. He's going to take the whole shot. Pastrana tries to jump his way into the top 5. He's right behind Laninovich.
And that's
but
Wyndham.
Stewart is just shot out of a cannon with Wyndham right behind him and Andrew Short behind him.
James Stewart back on it here with these incredible starts that he's had all season. If he gets the whole shot, he's gone.
Oh, he goes down! Goes Stewart! That's the one thing he can't afford to do, make that small mistake. He got caught up in the tough blocks, and he's going to go right back towards the tail end of the pack. James Stewart is 5 riders up from the tail end of the field, and now the charge is on to get into the top 9, Jeff, to guarantee himself a spot into the main.
Wow, can you believe that? Just as I'm saying, he gets the whole shot, he's gone. He makes a slight mistake and goes down. I'm telling you, this is one of those tracks that some of the riders, they're gonna complain about it being one line. James Stewart's gonna show you the fast line around the track and how to pass some riders.
He's 12th right now. Let's even get a couple more before they get to the finish line jump. He's gonna cut to the inside. That should give him 11th. Yes, he is in 11th. He needs 2 more at least just to guarantee the transfer spot.
Well, and what's going to be difficult for Stewart is as he comes around here, you know, this is going to be one of those situations where most of the time, he flies past riders just like he's doing here.
Whoa, boy, that's where it's easy to get into trouble too, Jeff, when you're coming through people like that. That was LeMay, and now he's got Josh Hill, gets both of those, so he's comfortably into a transfer spot now.
There's Pastrana.
And here's Pastrana he's got to get around. And in front of Travis will be Laninovich.
And you notice how James Stewart just makes short work of all these riders. He just, in this situation, there's nobody out there that is as aggressive and so electric. You see him get past Pastrana there. That's 1 more position. That's going to put him up to 7th. I'm sorry, 8th across the line.
But Jeff, you just saw that graphic. James Stewart has not lost a heat race yet this year. He gets Laninovich. Now he's up into 7th.
2 laps down, he's got 6 more laps. He's flying right now. Wyndham, our leader, a 47.1. Last time around, Stewart was a 47.9.
Well, here's what happened to him. Watch this tough block.
Just jumps a little bit too far to the right, and he's really fortunate there that he didn't really get into it with the front wheel. Look, he gets the front wheel just inside, and he was able to kind of slide into it.
And there's foot off the peg there too, Jeff.
Well, just the natural flow of that obstacle kind of leads you to the right. There's another rider, that's Bowers.
All right, so that's 6th position, and you're halfway through.
Well, the real story here is going to be lap time. Wyndham last lap around a 47.7. Stewart's last time around was a 45.9, fastest so far of qualifying.
Back in practice qualifying, Jeff, he got so close to turning a 44-second lap. He ran a 45.1. And you and I both thought maybe, just maybe, he could uncork a 44.
Well, he's working on it right now as he's trying to get past Troy Adams, and you see both riders.
That's actually Matt Bonney.
I'm sorry, Bonney.
On the Hart-Huntington team. Yeah, there he goes. Cuts back to the inside of Matt. That'll take care of that.
You see how quick Stewart reacts? He just goes instinctually. He's like an animal. He just absolutely goes for it, and he has no hesitation. That's what makes James Stewart the exciting, incredible rider that he is.
And now he gets Ryan Seitz, and he always seems to be not just 1 obstacle in front, but 3 obstacles,
Watch
3 moves in front of everybody.
Watch this here. He jumps the gap through the Dragon's back. We haven't seen anybody else jump that.
And look
besides Reed.
Look at how fast he transfers his weight from side to side as he comes through that S section there. It's such a difficult, slow section, and he makes very quick work of it.
There's no doubt that Stewart ranks right up there with one of the most incredibly gifted natural talents that there is in any sport. And one of the things that allows that is not only his physical conditioning, but how his mind works and how he sees the track. He just sees it differently than everybody else out there.
This is Paul Carpenter now in front of him on the Kawasaki, and he gets around the Cernix rider. So Kevin Wyndham continues to lead. Wyndham is 2.5 seconds in front of
Stewart goes down again.
There he goes! Unbelievable!
That's that Dragon's back where he was jumping the gap. Stewart just gliding over that so gracefully, but that time he comes up short, throws it away.
He's about to lose a top 9 spot again.
That's Chisholm, his teammate.
Chisholm is back in 12th position, and Stewart is really struggling to get going. This is the one that could hurt him because there's only about 2.5 laps to go. Now it's not a question of can he win the heat. Now it's a question, does he have to go to the last chance qualifier?
And remember, Stewart has won every heat race this season. So this is a big no-no for James here. He's made some mental mistakes here and gone down. But he's out of qualifying position at the moment. He's really going to have to regroup.
And Jeff, the other thing this is going to do, even if he gets to a 9th position in a transfer spot, he's 2 laps remaining here, he's going to get a terrible gate pick, and that can make a huge difference on the start of the main event.
Here he goes. That's back past LeMay.
All right, now it'll put him up to 12th.
Here's the section where James went down. Jumps it again. You see there's some yellow flags in the way.
That might
was
give
Travis Pastrana.
That might give him another position. Yep, Pastrana's out, so that gives him another. That'll put him up to 11. He needs at least 2 spots with a lap and a half to go.
Well, and he's got a big group right in front of him of Chisholm, Renard, Laninovich.
So Pastrana's probably looking at a trip to the last chance qualifier.
See, that's 3 riders for position right there.
Look at how he comes through those corners. He cuts to the inside. That could be the spots right there. That puts James into 9th. That would be a transfer spot, Jeff, right there.
Not many riders on planet Earth can go down twice in a heat race, in a short 8-lap heat race on a short track, and still come back to qualify.
I don't care what planet you're talking about, there's not many guys that can do that. Kevin Windham making his way to the checkered flag meanwhile, and James Stewart, as Windham takes the checkered flag to win heat number 2 to bring the streak of every heat race win going to James Stewart that he's in. That comes to a screeching halt. Now James is fighting for gate pick. Billy Laninovich right in front of him. Laninovich holds down 8th place.
James is going to have to settle for that. He knows he's in the position, but wow, what a tough heat race.
James Stewart gets credited with 9th place. Unbelievable. Chad Reed gets a heat win. James Stewart gets 9th. What a main event we're going to have. Stay with us. We'll be right back. These folks here in St. Louis on their feet cheering because they've watched a couple of crazy heat races. And watch what happened to James Stewart here in heat number 2. Remember, every heat race he's been in, he's won. He got the early lead with the whole shot that jumps into the tough block. That sent him outside the top 9. He battled back, and then he crashed again. But James Stewart, being the incredible rider that he is, fights his way back one more time, and amazingly gets 9th in a transfer spot. He's going in the main. However, Kevin Windham's going to get the great gate pick, Aaron, because he got his first heat race win of the year.
That's right. Well, Kevin Windham picked up right where he left off, taking the victory here last year. But Kevin, coming into tonight's race, you've been friends with Travis Pastrana for so long. You kind of knew what to expect. Do you approach this race any differently?
Well, you kind of got to. It's definitely one-of-a-kind track, made by one-of-a-kind kind of guy, you know. Geico Power Sports Honda's working great today. Tell you what, it was nice to be up there from the start. Obviously, James had his little run-in with the ground, but, you know, I'd like to thank all my guys, MSR and DVS, Shoei helmets, Spy goggles, Barnett boots, Dunlop tires, and, of course, the Geico Power Sports Honda team, Planet Fitness. It's been a long time. I forgot how to do this a little bit, so I got to throw it out there for those guys and thank them for keeping me around.
At 13 of the 17 rounds this year, Monster Energy and the Supercross Championship have teamed up to help make the world a greener place. Race fans bring a can of Monster Energy to the races, and they receive a free pit pass. A great opportunity for the fans has turned into a tremendous recycling program, as thousands of cans have been collected already this season. And looks like we've got a greener world because of some racing. Speaking of racing, here's our Toyota moving forward schedule of upcoming events. We're off to our one stop north of the border. We're going up to Toronto, Canada. You can see that race in our friends at CBS. And Speed will be back with you from Jacksonville, Seattle, and Salt Lake City also coming up. If you want to attend any of the races, go to www.supercrossonline.com. Get your tickets. Come on out and see us at the races. Travis Pastrana, one of the wildest men on the planet, any planet for that matter. Jumping out of airplanes without parachutes, backflipping your way over rally cars. He's done it all. He's trying to race Supercross with us as well here in St. Louis. One of the biggest attractions here in St. Louis outside of this building is the Gateway Arch. But inside the Edward Jones Dome all day today, a lot of the fans have been screaming for Travis Pastrana. Our Jeff Emig had the opportunity to sit down with the wildest man around.
So Travis Pastrana, what brings you back to Supercross?
Well, I was given the opportunity to build the course at St. Louis. I know this has the best dirt on the circuit for me, especially when more aggressive riding style. And just wanted to get out there before I was, you know, off pace enough where I can still qualify for one of these races, I hope. And, you know, get back there with my friends and have some fun.
So you designed the track. Is there any section that you're really looking forward to riding?
Pretty cool. Phil basically gave me the opportunity to design a course, and I started going. I'm thinking back to Excite Bike days, and I'm looking. I'm like, oh, this is sweet. This is gonna be awesome. Let's have a triple with whoops on the takeoff, whoops on landing. Everything's bigger and proportionate, a little different. And well, now that I've seen the track, it really scares the heck out of me, and I'm really not sure why I decided to come ride it. But it seems like it should be a good time. So that's pretty much why I'm here. In a way, coming into the mid part of a championship, anyone that comes in can throw it off, and right now it's going to be a battle down to the wire. My teammate Chad Reed, who I've been practicing at his house, definitely if I mess him up in any way, shape, or form, Roger Coster's going to probably fire me on the spot. So definitely have to watch out for that, and you know, be appreciative of how much time and effort everything has gone in. But on the same note, I'm here to race. I'm here to go out there and give her hell. So we'll see what happens. The biggest difference between rally and Supercross is probably that some of the top competitors that I'm racing against now are in their 40s and 50s in rally. And that's what's so neat is that it's like Supercross with the roll cage. Supercross is so physical and it's brutal, but that's what makes it the coolest sport on the face of the earth, is that you do have to be in great shape. You do have to be willing to take risks. And in rally, I mean, we're leading the championship until the last round, and I hit a good take risks. And in rally, I mean, we're leading the championship until the last round, and I hit a tree at about 80 miles an hour. But besides the ultimate damage to the car, and then we flipped it through the woods about 6 or 7 times, we got out and we were perfectly fine. Supercross, you don't have that luxury, so that's something with rally that I think I'll be able to keep smiling about for a long time.
So what's next for Travis Pastrana?
I have no idea where it's going to go in the future, and I wake up every day with a passion for what I do and a smile on my face, and I think that's my goal in life, is to never have a real job.
Well, then, coming into this race, everybody was thinking about James Stewart and Chad Reed in another battle towards this incredible championship. And that title fight continues here at the Edward Jones Dome as the main event gets closer when speed returns to St. Louis. Welcome back inside the Edward Jones Dome in St. Louis. Ralph Shaheen, Jeff Emig, and Aaron Bates with you as we get ready for the main event. 20 riders will be in the main for 20 laps. Chad Reed and Kevin Windham heat winners, as James Stewart's streak of winning every heat race he's been in comes to a screeching halt. Kevin Windham won the last main event here a year ago. Travis Pastrana showed up and thrilled the crowd pre-race, and then backflipped his way as he entered the building, opening ceremonies, and he backflips over the finish line jump. Just thrilling the crowd all the way tonight. Got a pretty good shot at making it into the main event. In heat number 2, he was in a transfer spot, and James Stewart ended up getting around him, sent him on to the last chance qualifier. And in the last chance qualifier, Jeff, he got very aggressive, got into second in a transfer spot, but then had some issues with Jacob Marsack, and that cost him.
And he had the position, and then Chisholm comes in and taps him there on the left side.
And watch this, he gets together again with Marsack, and then the smoke starts spewing out of the radiator, and 199's night was done. When the last chance qualifier was over, Aaron finally caught up to Travis.
Travis Pastrana did not have the night that he wanted, but the crowd is going nuts, and he figured if he can't pass the riders in the LCQ, then why not just bump bars and knock them off. Travis, it ended up a little bit disastrous for your bike situation. What went on out there?
I really lost a lot of my speed, but I figured I still got the aggression, so I hit some guy so hard. Sorry, Jit Marsack. It actually destroyed my radiator. Thought it probably broke my foot as I hit him, so not broke. I'm just saying, these guys are great. I really apologize for being so dirty, but I really wanted to be in that main event, man.
Hey, what a night for you, and the fans just loved having you here. Great to see you back.
Well, everybody was hoping to see Travis in the main event, but it won't happen here tonight in St. Louis. His one and only Supercross stop of the year. So now it's back to backflipping big wheels and jumping out of airplanes without parachutes.
Yeah, and that just proves to you how hard it is that you can't just step in and make it into the main event. These are the 20 fastest riders in the world on the gate here in St. Louis.
All right, starting grid, scrolling across the top of the screen. Chad Reed, James Stewart, here we go from St. Louis. Jason Lawrence with a great start, but it's going to be Josh Grant who gets the whole shot. Reed and Stewart buried deep in the pack, but Reed gets a better start than Stewart. Reed is up to 5th. Stewart is back at about 8th. And Josh Grant, the winner in Anaheim, has the early lead here in St. Louis.
I don't have any idea how Chad Reed has came around the first lap in 3rd. He was absolutely buried around the first turn, way back in last. What a move for Chad Reed.
Stewart is already up to 5th place. He comes charging through as quick as he can. Now he makes the move as he challenges for 4th over the Double Dragon's back, gets together in there and takes a position away. And now he's right with Reed. Reed is going after Grant, and Stewart tries to come after Lawrence. Lawrence is between Reed and Stewart at this stage. Oh, and Lawrence slows up to the inside and pretty much just hands the position to Stewart. And Stewart now is right behind Reed. So the 3 winners of the year so far, Jeff, are all running 1, 2, and 3. Grant won in Anaheim. Reed won twice. Stewart's won everything else.
Well, would you expect anything different for here in St. Louis? I'm telling you.
Reed bobbles coming up the big ramp. And he just gets going again, just in time to keep Stewart back behind him a little longer.
There it is. That's where Stewart crashed in the heat race. One of his falls. He completes the Double Dragon's back, nailing that gap. This is one of the few times this season that Chad Reed has actually started in front of James Stewart.
Yeah, but Reed has got to get around Grant and start to try to check out if he wants any chance of winning this thing.
Look at Andrew Short sneaking up here, wants to make this a 4-rider battle. I'm telling you, Ralph, there's something special about the soil here in St. Louis that provides us with some great racing.
Andrew Short on the Red Bull Factory Honda trying to catch up here. And look at Stewart going to the outside as they charge into the whoops, and still nobody can catch Josh Grant, Jeff. What a great job he is doing on that Joe Gibbs Racing Yamaha, the Toyota backed entry. Here comes Reed. Reed challenges him in the air, takes the lead away from Grant, who bobbles and holds up Stewart a little longer.
Stewart to the inside.
The Australian, the 2-time champion out front. Here comes Stewart to the inside. He's got 2nd place. So now the 2 title combatants run 1 and 2 with Reed, the points leader, just in front of Stewart.
How incredibly patient but yet aggressive these riders were as they made their way to the lead. Our 2 championship contenders, but the pressure is on. James Stewart was our fastest qualifier, had a horrible heat race, still made it through. He's regrouped, now put himself into position to challenge for the win here. But as we've seen this year, Chad Reed being out front has been the pressure that has forced Stewart into making mistakes. Has he learned from that? Can he regroup here in St. Louis and work his way past our current points leader?
Jeff, right now they seem to be running the same line, don't they?
They are, but here they go. They switch it up. Chad Reed's running a different line. Stewart to the left.
Let's see if that works for James. Here he comes. The 2007 titleist trying to take the lead away.
And I'm telling you, when this crowd starts to get loud, when they really start to light it up here, our championship contenders, they can tell.
Stewart cuts to the inside and takes the lead. He carried so much speed through that corner, Jeff. It was just lightning quick through there.
And that was interesting because he went inside-outside. Reed went outside-inside. Now, this could be devastating for Chad Reed here because he had the start that he needed. But Stewart, after that horrendous heat race, has really regrouped. He is focused, and he is fast. 15 laps to go. No mistakes now. Chad Reed, we've seen he can regroup when this situation, he puts the pressure back on, just like in Indianapolis.
He sure did. He did it twice in Indianapolis and pressured James into a mistake. And now he's following lines that James Stewart is laying down, and look at Stewart snapping out of that corner. Reed not giving up easily here at all tonight. You don't become a two-time titleist by giving up.
Here it is. He shoots from the outside. A little burst of speed there. Takes the inside line. Let's take another look at it. Watch how he just rockets out of that outside and just, I mean, he was totally committed, Ralph. If Chad hadn't pulled up there, those riders would have came together. Could have been devastating for both of our championship contenders.
Stewart out front, but look at this. I mean, Reed is not giving up yet, Jeff. He's doing everything he can to hang in there and follow Stewart.
Last lap around, James Stewart is 0.4 of a second faster than Chad Reed.
Here's the battle for third. Josh Grant on the 33, just in front of Andrew Short and Jason Lawrence on the 338, in fifth in his second ever Supercross appearance.
Jason Lawrence, a wild child here, putting in a phenomenal ride here once again as he's closing up. Remember, he's ridden very few races this year. He's entered in the West Coast Lights Championship. Didn't even complete all, or didn't start all of those races. Rode Daytona. Now he's back here, so he's just really winging this. This is all natural talent here that Jason Lawrence is working off of.
Jeff, I still think as we watch this battle for third continuing with these three riders, the traffic is going to come into play here as this main event wears on. We're not even to halfway yet. And when James and Chad and these guys start working their way through traffic, that could definitely impact the outcome here.
There's no doubt about it. And I'm telling you, Stewart is going to catch some lappers here in about this next lap.
And the battle for third continues as James Stewart leads here in St. Louis with Chad Reed chasing him. Lewis trying to win 2 races in a row, one a week ago in New Orleans. Has taken the lead away, the third rider to lead here tonight. And look at him just scrubbing the speed as he clears all these different obstacles. Through the section that gave him fits earlier tonight. Stewart just running very smooth. Here's Ivan Tedesco. Tedesco's back in 6th. And we go back to Stewart. Let's go back and take a look at our progressive whole shot replay.
And you're going to see a bunch of blue bike as they go into the first turn, but it's 33 Josh Grant who muscles his way through. He gets on the brakes hard. He's in the white gear. You see him on the inside. He's muscling around. Just takes it from Carpenter and Lawrence.
Look at how far back Stewart was at that point.
Reed was too, and both riders picked their way through so aggressively on that first lap, and it was just 3 or 4 laps before they were in the lead. I'm telling you, both riders have put in great main events here. We're about halfway through. James Stewart slowly pulling away. He's got 2 seconds right now over Reed, and he's not doing it with one big jump. He's doing it a 10th here, a 10th on this lap, a couple of tenths on the other lap. So he's very slowly creeping away from Chad Reed. You see the San Manuel Yamaha riders, mechanics, I'm sorry, cheering him on right now. And what can you say about James Stewart? He was fastest qualifier, just had a disastrous heat race where it looked like he was really unfocused, but he's doing what champions do. They regroup, they make the comeback, like that John Elway thing, you know, that final drive of the game to regroup to win it. So James Stewart needs some wins in this championship to get back in it. He's 8 points behind Chad Reed.
Back to the battle for third. Grant, Short, Lawrence, all in here. Short, you see Andrew on that red number 29, third in the point standings. Having a very good, very quiet year for Honda as he tries to continue to hold Jason Lawrence behind him. Those two fighting over 4th place.
Well, and that's one of the issues that, you know, with Andrew Short is he's so solid. He's a nice guy, you know, great personality. He's a fantastic Supercross racer. He works hard, but like you said, the word quiet. He's very quiet about what he does. He needs a win to propel himself and to build that confidence to where he makes a lot of noise instead of just being out there quiet.
But Aaron, he has been the best of the Honda riders this year.
He most definitely has the most consistent, but one of his teammates, Ivan Tedesco, the number 9, he had mentioned to me that this week all of the Honda riders went to California. They did some testing. They put in brand new motors into the bikes, which they normally do, but this time it was a little bit different. The motor that they put in, they're looking for a lot more speed right out of the start gate, but unfortunately this weekend the start didn't pay off for any of the Honda riders.
No, for the factory guys, Short is doing the best. He's in 4th, Tedesco's in 6th, and Millsap's got to come through the last chance qualifier, is in 8th, and Short really has his hands full with Jason Lawrence. And James Stewart is down! James Stewart is down, and he's having trouble getting the bike going. Chad Reed is taking over the lead.
Let's see if the bike starts the bike. He kept it running.
This is exactly what he cannot afford. James Stewart is going to see a bunch of points slip away. He's got 6 laps, 5.5 laps to try to get as many positions back as he can and maybe retake the lead. Let's see what happened to him.
This is just coming out of the whoops as he steps up here. See, he gets a little bit nice, pretty clean through there as he goes to step up on this.
Oh, man.
Wow. It looked like the bike lost the drive.
He did get hit there. There goes Reed.
Not sure if he missed a shift or whether that kicker, as you step up onto that tabletop, what happened there. But the bottom line is he made another critical mistake here tonight when he's been so fast and so good. Now he's handed the lead over to the current points leader, Chad Reed. That's 3 points towards the championship.
And Reed leads it. Stewart is in 2nd. Grant is in 3rd. So the good thing for James, he didn't lose that many spots. He's 9.5 seconds behind Reed with about 5 laps to go.
Well, and for those mathematicians out there, you work it out with 6 races to go coming into this race, or 6 to go. You know, assuming that Reed and Stewart go 1-2 till the end of the championship, for Reed to protect his championship points lead, he needed to win 2 of the last 6. This could be 1 on his way to 2 to guaranteeing the championship. Now, of course, there's a lot of racing to go. I'm not gonna go there, but mathematically speaking, this is what we're talking about.
4 laps remaining here. Oh boy, and look at James pushing it now, trying to make that ground back up.
And James Stewart, he's one of those riders, he is so incredible on the bike. And I've talked with many of the team managers, the industry insiders around the pits. Stewart is mind-blowing. Every one of them says the same thing, that Stewart rides right on that fine line between brilliant and crashing. Tonight, he was brilliant, and then he made a mistake.
Chad Reed, the 2-time champion, the points leader, finds himself out front with 3 laps remaining, maybe on his way to his 3rd victory of the year. What a huge momentum builder this would be for the Australian rider. One of the grittiest racers you'll find anywhere in the world. Never gives up, has not given up tonight, has been pushing Stewart, and finds himself in a tremendous opportunity to give himself some distance in the points.
Wow, Ralph, I'm telling you, Chad Reed, so mentally strong.
There's Mike Gosler, his mechanic, saying you're up by 9. He is 9.7 seconds last time by. He's got to keep pushing. He's got to watch out for the traffic. That could have been very costly there as he got awful close to Ryan Sykes. The gap this time by across the finish line jump. Let's see what it was. Reed has already passed. Where is Stewart? 10.1. Reed actually gained time on that last lap. He ran a 48.6. Stewart a 49.0, Jeff.
Yeah, I think it's inconceivable to think that without a major mistake by Chad Reed that Stewart is going to be able to win this main event here. I'm telling you, he had this thing in the bag. Chad Reed keeps applying the pressure as he's done all year. And, you know, Chad Reed has had a whole string of second-place finishes behind James Stewart. He's played second fiddle a bunch, but yet he's gotten those seconds. He's not made any major mistakes in this championship. 8
times this year, Chad Reed has finished second. If he's not second, he's the winner. And don't forget, 100% of the time that James Stewart has not crashed, he's won. Tonight, crashed 3 times. Twice in his heat race and once in the main event, which might be the most costly one of the night. Now Reed trying to get around Josh Hill, and that's the kind of thing that can really cost you.
Hill actually just got his lap back from Chad Reed Chad was very patient when he was around the blue bike there and just let him go. The crowd here in St. Louis
really cheered him on, Jeff. You can hear him in the background. Final lap. Mike Gosselaar says thanks. Yeah, here we go towards the checkered flag. Chad Reed. One more corner to go, and he has done it. Chad Reed, his third win of the 2009 season. And the points leader extends his lead over James Stewart. What an incredible night for Stewart. It looked like he was going to win another one, but instead he ends up on the ground, and Chad Reed goes to the podium. Here's the results. Wow, is this going to make things even more interesting in this championship? James Stewart gained 3 points last week with his win, gives him right back by finishing second here this week. 5 rounds to go as we look through the rest of the top 20. And Aaron, this is going to be an interesting podium tonight.
Wow, indeed it is. James Stewart is frustrated, to say the least, and rightfully so. James, can you tell us what exactly took place when you crashed?
You know, I had the race to myself, and you know, just made a small mistake and went into neutral and didn't know it till I was on the face, and you know, went over the bars. But you know, I was able to recover and you know, keep the points lead in sight. And man, I just give this guy victories every weekend. But you know, you know, he's riding really good and he's earning them. And you know, I just got to try my best. You know, I really am trying. You know, I just got to thank Samuel, Yamaha, you know, everybody. You know, they're sticking behind me. These last 4 weeks have been pretty tough. You know, we winning on the ground, but you know, we'll come back, and I'm going to make sure it goes to Vegas and just try my best.
Congratulations on your hard charge and pulling it all together.
Well, I think James is right about this. This is going to go to Vegas. That first weekend in May, and speed will be there. Sam Boyd Stadium, Las Vegas, Nevada. That's where the championship will be decided. Here it is, 11, as we get ready to go north into Canada to the Rogers Center for the next of those 5 final rounds. And remember, it's 3 points difference between first and second. So it should be a wild one, Aaron.
Well, guys, Josh Grant put in an Ironman effort this evening. And this week, Josh, you kind of took some time off and it just sort of rejuvenated, have fun. How big of a difference does it make when you take all that pressure off your shoulders?
You know, it makes a big difference, and I'm excited. You know, I just took last week and, you know, recovered. I had a few big crashes, you know, before Daytona and at Daytona. So, and I'm glad to be up here. You know, Toyota and Yamaha, Joe Gibbs Racing, everyone that's helped us out, no fear. You know, I couldn't have done it without these guys, and I'm just glad to be up here.
Great job out there tonight. Congratulations.
Speed TV.
Victory of the season for Chad Reed. Chad, tonight you had a little bit of a gift handed to you, but ultimately today, this track really suited your style.
No, it was a lot of fun, you know, and you just had to be smart and ride it for what it was. And I got a great start in my heat and messed that one up in the main, so I was a little bummed on that. But I made great passes at the beginning, and you know what? The fastest guy doesn't always win, and you got to be solid. You got to be there every weekend. I want to thank everybody on the Rockstar Makita Suzuki team. The bike was awesome. He raced the thing as it come on the truck, and just everybody, Parts, Thor, Scott, Bridgestone, and my wife, Ellie. Thanks.
So once again, the points chase takes a twist.
It definitely has, and Chad Reed has shown that he is mentally strong enough to take this championship. Can James Stewart win enough races to close it up by Vegas?
Well, you saw the crash. Remember, 100% of the time, James Stewart doesn't crash. He wins. Crashes tonight, finishes second. For Aaron Bates and Jeff Hemming, I'm Ralph Shaheen. So long from St. Louis, and congratulations to the 3-time winner, Chad Reed.